Hello, it's Friday the 26th of August and welcome to our weekly news bulletin from the Christian Institute. The Prime Minister has said it is time for politicians to move away from moral relativism and neutrality. He was speaking in the aftermath of the recent riots that hit London and other cities. He said politicians have too often shied away from talking about right and wrong.
Now, I know as soon as I use words like behaviour and moral, people will say, what gives politicians the right to lecture us? Now, of course, we're not perfect. Our marriages and relationships and families break down. We get things wrong. But politicians shying away from speaking the truth about behaviour, about morality, this has actually helped to cause the social problems we see around us. We've been too unwilling for too long to talk about what is right and what is wrong. Well, actually, what last week has shown is this moral neutrality, this relativism, it is not going to cut it anymore.
But former Prime Minister Tony Blair has rejected the idea that Britain is suffering from moral decline. Writing in the Observer newspaper, he says the problem is more specifically about feral families and gang culture. He said, "Here's where I don't agree with much of the commentary. In my experience, they are an absolutely specific problem that requires deeply specific solutions. Britain, as a whole, is not in the grip of some general moral decline." The Scottish Government is coming under pressure to add a further delay to its controversial sectarianism bill. Labour MSP Graham Pearson is a former Assistant Chief Constable of Strathclyde Police. He says we should use the current legislation and wait another year before thinking about new legislation. His idea has the support of a leading lawyer and church leaders. The Scottish Government says the bill will help tackle sectarian hatred, but others say it is too broad and may catch ordinary religious debate, harming free speech. A regulator is thinking of allowing commercial abortion providers to advertise their services on television and radio. Currently, abortion clinics can only advertise their services if they are not run for profit. But that could change under proposals being considered by the Broadcast Committee of Advertising Practice. Philippa Taylor, Head of Public Policy at the Christian Medical Fellowship, said, "Adverts on TV and radio that promote abortion sell it as a trivial and harmless procedure, which can easily be carried out in a lunch hour with no long-lasting effects or dangers. How far from the truth that is, and dangerous too, for those women who believe the adverts." Last year, Mary Stopes International, a not-profit organisation, aired the nation's first abortion advert. Meanwhile, in America, a survey of obstetricians and gynecologists has found that only 14% provide abortions. That figure is down from the 22% identified by a similar survey in 2008. It follows news from Britain that almost half of medical students object to the late-term abortion of disabled babies. A sex box is being used in primary school lessons in Switzerland. Infants are encouraged to rub themselves and each other and are told that contacting body parts can be pleasurable. It's part of a radical sex education programme in the Swiss city of Basel. But local parents are furious. Meanwhile, in England, backbenchers in the House of Lords want sex education to be mandatory for primary schools. Schools in Missouri, America, are being sued for using internet pornography filters because the filters may also block some homosexual websites. The legal action was launched by the American Civil Liberties Union. It wants the internet filtering software turned off until the matter is resolved. But Tim Hadfield, superintendent of the Camdenton School District, said homosexual websites were not specifically filtered. He said, "We do specifically block sites that are inappropriate and will continue to do so." And finally, happily married individuals who have heart surgery are 3 times more likely to survive than couples who are unmarried, a recent study claims. Experts say that a happy marriage can be as good for heart health as stopping smoking, losing weight, or keeping control of blood pressure. Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.